And recording. Okay, here we go. So welcome. So just settle in and think about the practice that we hear about all the time, which comes from Eastern faiths, philosophy, but has now become very mainstream in the West as well, and that's the importance of mindfulness, being mindful. And being mindful means so many different things, you know, being aware, paying attention to your surroundings, to what you're doing, to who you're with, being mindful of what you say, of where you go, paying attention, looking at all the beautiful autumn colors. So those are ways, but there's one other aspect of mindfulness that we don't talk about as much, and that is when you're being mindful, you're an observer, you're looking, you're noticing. But when you're engaged with others, you're mindful, you're listening. If you're mindful, you should be. But here's the important part, that we do all of this observing without judgment, without using our own labels, attaching our own labels to things people do, to what they say, to even our environment, attaching our own subjective interpretations before we know more. So with that in mind, let's think about that. And I invite you to think about using that own tactic for yourself as well. Don't be hard on yourself when you can't do something. Know that you have put whatever you can into your practice, and that this is your time. And that's what I love about yoga. It is very mindful, and we're very much in the present moment when we practice. So take a breath, come inside, and close your eyes and focus on your breath. Begin to deepen your breath. Fill your breath, your lungs to capacity, maybe just a little more. Fill them all the way up. And then when you exhale, do it very, very slowly, and to lengthen your breath. That triggers your vagus nerve, which triggers the parasympathetic nervous system, which triggers your rest and digest response. I like to call it relax and repair, as opposed to fight or flight. So know that every time you have a long exhale, that's what you're doing. You're calming your whole body down. You're resting, you're relaxing, you're repairing your body, getting it ready. So breathe in deeply and exhale slowly. And continue that at your own pace. Return to your natural breath and slowly open your eyes to take in the light. Bring your hands alongside your hips. Walk your left hand away from your hips, your right arm alongside your ear. Bend your left elbow to move your left shoulder away from your ear. And stretch so that you feel the stretch from your hips all the way to your fingertips of your right side body. Inhale to center. Exhale, other side. And put a little effort into that stretch. Feel it. Feel your ribs, feel your hips, feel your underarm, feel your arm, feel your fingers. Inhale back to center. Send your arms back behind you. Place your hands on the mat, fingers pointing forward. You're resting on your wrists and sending your heart up to the sky for a back bend, a gentle back bend. Take a deep inhale, and on an exhale, you're going to spring off your fingers and come forward over your legs any amount. Bow your head. On an inhale, you're going to unfold slowly, slowly. All right. Send your legs straight out in front of you. Toes pointing to the ceiling, hands alongside your hips, Dandasana, fingers pointing forward, your elbows behind you, reaching behind you. Inhale, gather all that energy all around you. Exhale, bring it down to your heart. Inhale. Exhale. At the next inhale, let's add our knees. So bend your knees, feet are flexed. Exhale, straighten and point. Inhale, bend and flex. Exhale, straighten and point. And keep that going. Next time your arms are up, fingers to the sky, and knees are bent, pause here. Inhale, and on an exhale, you're going to engage your abs and hinge from your hip creases and reach for the outside of your feet or your ankles and fold over your legs. It's early in class, so you might want to keep your knees bent, but if your hamstrings are nice and flexible, you can straighten your legs. Look up at your feet. Bring your arms alongside your ears and hinge back up. Bring your hands down by your side. You're going to bring your right leg in. Left leg, I'm sorry. Your left leg comes in. And open it out to the side. Take a deep inhale and then exhale, turn to look over your left shoulder, right hand on left knee. Your right leg, your extended right leg is active, your foot is flexed, your muscles engaged. You're looking over your left shoulder, and at the same time, with every inhale, you're lengthening your spine. And when you're empty of breath, maybe you can twist just a little bit more. Inhale and exhale, twist back to center. Inhale your arms alongside your ears. And exhale, come forward over your extended leg. Any amount. Look up at your right foot. Release your left hand. Follow it as it reaches for the sky, as it comes down alongside your hip, and come up onto your shin. Use your right arm to lead you back down and extend both legs. Right leg comes in. And open it out to the side. Your sole of your foot is against your thigh or anywhere along your leg. Your extended leg is active. And you're going to inhale, and then on an exhale, twist to look over your right shoulder. Again, you'll lengthen on the inhale and twist after your exhale. Inhale both arms alongside your ears, twist back to center. Keep your arms where they are. Inhale and exhale, hinge over your extended leg. Look up at your left foot, release your right hand, follow it, opening up your neck as it reaches for the sky, as it comes down alongside your hip. Use your left hand to bring you up onto your right shin. And using your left arm to bring you back down. Excellent. So we're going to do that again, but a little bit differently. So bring your left leg in and open it out to the side, but send your right leg all the way far away from it. Now you can bring the sole of your left foot to your thigh if you wish, or you can leave it right in the middle. Doesn't matter. All right. So you're going to twist to face your extended leg, your right leg, and you're going to straddle that leg. You're going to have a nice tall spine. Arms alongside your ears. You're going to inhale, you're going to exhale, come over that leg. Look up at your foot. Arms alongside your ears and come back up and swivel back to center and rearrange yourself if you've come out of off your blanket or off center. So now you're going to turn to your left knee and again straddle with your hands, palms flat on the mat. And you want to make an effort to bring your breastbone, your sternum, in line with your knee, all right? And we're going to do some cats and dogs from here. So you want to make sure you're nice and square, that your spine is long over your knee. Inhale, send your heart forward. Exhale, curl your spine back behind you. Inhale and exhale, and continue at your own pace. Cats and dogs over your knee. And when you're in cat spine, pause. Come up to a neutral spine, arms alongside your ears, and twist back to center. You're going to inhale, you're going to exhale, fold over the center line, over your bent leg. Straighten the center between both legs. Look between your hands, lift your hands alongside your ears and hinge back up. Extend both legs. Okay. Right leg comes in, open it out to the side like you're opening a book. Then send your left leg away, far away, as far as you comfortably can. We want to open up our inner thigh muscles, not just the outside. So reason for this, okay? So that extended leg is active, foot flexed. Very important. You want to keep that leg active. Inhale. Arms alongside your ears. Turn to your extended leg. Inhale, exhale, fold over that leg. Yes, your right leg, knee will come up a little bit here as you do this, perhaps, maybe not. Bring your arms alongside your ears, hinge back up. Twist back to center, release your arms. Turn to face your knee, your bent knee. Straddle that knee. Inhale, curl your spine forward. Exhale, cat. Inhale, exhale. Continue to undulate your spine. Sending it forward, curling it back behind you. And next time you're in cat, pause, arms alongside your ears, neutral spine, turn to center. Now, my right leg is here, my leg here, opposite your right leg, is in the middle. So you might want to move it, or you can just keep it right here. It doesn't matter. So you have that option, depends on, and this is because I'm still nursing my leg. So I'm doing some things different from you. Inhale, exhale, hinge. And fold over your shin, your foot of your bent knee, bent leg. Look between your hands, arms alongside your ears, unhinge. And bring your arms alongside your hips. Send your legs straight out in front of you and shake your legs out. Rotate them, just shake them loose. Right, good. Okay. So we're going to do something on our back just for a moment, and we'll come back to hands and knees after that. So just make your way down to your mat, all the way down onto your mat. Okay. So bring your feet to the mat. Bring both knees into your chest. You're going to send your right leg up to the sky. You're going to lengthen your left leg, but clasp your thigh, your left thigh, with your hands wrapped around your thigh. So you're going to keep that leg in place. And you're going to, now I would ask you to look up for a moment at your screen, because I want you to see this, it's important. We're going to make big circles with our leg, but here's what's important. So I'm going to ask you to send your leg out, your right leg out to the right, but notice I'm on the pinky side edge of my foot, of my leg is parallel with the floor. And then I'm going to send it forward. And as I do, my leg rotates. And when it's straight out in front of me, my toes are to the ceiling. And when it comes in the other direction, the big toe side of my foot is facing. And then when it comes overhead, my toes go behind. Why is this important? Because this would be a strain on your lower back if all you do is just circle without rotating your leg. All right, so here we go. Now you can bend your left knee if you wish, if that's more comfortable, and make big circles with your right leg, rotating that leg as you go all the way around. You can even put your left foot on the mat if that's better for you, if you like that better, because we're really just working on our right leg now. Send your right arm out to the side, palm facing upward, and continue your circles. So what are we doing? We're loosening up our right hip joint here. And then pause when your leg comes to center, bend your knee, bring it down to the mat. So we're going to do the other side. Now I gave you different positions for the static leg before, so find the one that was best for you. One of the things I like to do is bring my thigh, if you want to take a look. It's kind of from Happy Baby. You can bring your thigh, your whole thigh down to the mat, or you can leave it like this, whatever works for you, all right? Send your left leg is up to the sky, arms straight out. You can hold on to your knee or your other, the static leg if you wish. And we're gonna start going to the left. And remember to rotate your leg. So we're just working on that left hip joint. And your arm is out for balance. You're holding on your other leg for stability. And your circles will be as big or as small as your body allows. Every body is different. And then the next time you're looking at your foot, it's over your face, bend your knee and bring it down to the mat. Okay, so now we're going to try to rotate two legs at the same time. So lift your hips, put your wrist and thumb underneath, just not all the way underneath, but just on the sides of your hips underneath. And that again is to protect, this will protect your lower back a little bit. Unless you have very, very strong abs, then you won't need to have your hands here. Both legs up to the sky. And then you're going to send them out to the side, send them forward, send them up, making two circles with your legs at one time. And then the next time your legs are pointing to the ceiling, you're going to go the opposite direction. And then when your legs come together again overhead, bring your feet to the mat. Release your hands. Send your knees in your hips, roll over on one side and make your way up to sit. Okay. Then you want to roll back up to hands and knees. All right. So remember your alignment here, wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. And we're going to do a few cats and dogs just to continue to release our spine. On an inhale, you're curling your spine towards the mat. Your heart is moving forward as if to come between your arms. It won't, but that's its intention. Exhale, arch your spine to the sky. Feel your shoulder blades spreading apart. Continue at your own pace. Notice the difference when you were doing this over your knee just a little while ago. Next time you're in your cat spine, pause. And then come to a neutral spine and walk yourself up to the top of your mat so that you have room behind you to stretch your legs. You're going to send your right leg back behind you, coming onto the ball of your foot. You're going to swivel your foot fan open to the right. Send your arm alongside your ears, your toes away from you, and just the way we stretched before when we were seated, do the same thing now, only this is the full body. Your legs are included. And bring it down. Okay, so we'll do it on the left side. Left leg goes back. You'll swivel your foot onto the mat, fan open to the left. Send your arm alongside your ear and stretch. Big side body stretch, full side body stretch. Bring your hand down, bring your knee down. Okay. You're going to send your heart between your arms, and then send your hips to the left, send them back behind you, send them to the right. You're going to make big circles with your hips, or little circles. They don't have to be big. Some of you may wish to send your hips all the way to your heels and all the way forward, but not necessary. You can make them smaller. Next time your heart is between your hands, go the other way and rotate the other direction. And then you'll come back to center and bring yourself back into table Barasana, the table pose. All right, get your alignment. And you'll fan open to the left with your left arm, just going to fan open. And then you're going to thread your arm underneath, your left arm underneath your right, coming onto your shoulder, coming down to your shoulder. Your head comes forward, moves forward as you come comfortably on your shoulder. If you have major shoulder issues, this may be something you want to think about if you're doing or not. Your right hand is on the mat, just near your face, or you can step it up a little bit. I like a little bit forward, a little bit above my head. But you put it where you feel you have the best support. Send your right leg back behind you so you're on the ball of your foot. And maybe you'll lift your right leg. If you're feeling like you have good balance, bend your knee, take your foot. And that means leaning into your shoulder, yeah? And release it. If wherever your foot is, it should be on the mat by now. Replace it there. So push into the mat with your right hand and unfold, fanning open. Bring your hand down, bring your knee down. Okay, left side. Left leg goes back. You're on the ball of your foot. Nice and steady, nice long leg. Fan open to the right. Thread your arm underneath your left arm, bringing your shoulder down to the mat. Your head moves forward on the mat. You're placing your left hand where you feel you have the most support. Lift your left leg. You can stay right here. Enjoy this nice shoulder stretch. Maybe you want to bend your knee, take your foot, and maybe you'll fall over, and you know what? That's okay. Release your foot, unfan, And bring yourself down. Come to child's pose. Now, you're going to make your way up to stand. Okay. Take your time. I'll wait for you. I'm looking to see when you're standing. Good. Okay. Come to Tadasana, mountain pose. Shoulders over hips, hips over ankles. You've heard this 1,000 times, but I'm going to say it again. Shoulders forward, up, back, and down. Let your arms fall naturally by your side. Head is over your heart, crown of your head reaching for the heavens while your feet rooted into the earth. Inhale. Exhale, bring that energy to your heart. Inhale, gather. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, fold over your legs. Remember, you can always bend your knees a little bit if you need to. Inhale, halfway up to a flat back. Exhale, fold. Send your right leg back behind you, coming into a low lunge or a runner's lunge stretch. So the heel of your right foot is reaching for the mat, but it doesn't touch. You're on the ball of your right foot. Place your right hand inside your left leg, alongside, under your shoulder. Bring your left hand to your left thigh and twist. Twist first, belly button toward your thigh. And once you've gotten your full stretch, then extend your arm. Let it just float. Bring your hand down. Step your left leg back, downward facing dog. You know that we're going to do side plank next, and you know that there are 3 ways to do that. You can step your right foot out at the long edge of the mat and swivel. You can keep your feet far a little bit away from each other and swivel both your feet, or you can stack your feet. So whatever works for you, all right? Come forward to plank. You're going to hold your plank for 3 breaths. And you're going to swivel into your side plank. Maybe look up at your extended hand. Bring your hand down to the mat, downward facing dog. Lift your right leg up to the sky. First thing, straight up. Toes want to touch a cloud. Then bend your knee and stack your hips. So you're opening up your hips. Your right heel coming towards your left buttock. Open it up. Then square your hips with the mat and bring your right knee, slide it forward behind your right wrist and step it down for pigeon. So your toes are behind your left wrist. They're not touching it. It might be at a very sharp angle, or it may be more parallel. Then you're going to slide your left leg all the way back behind you. If you cannot come on to both hips evenly, then place a blanket underneath your right hip to even it off so that your spine stays nice and long. And then make your way down to the mat for a reclining pigeon. And take this as a resting pose, this reclining pigeon. And slide your hands underneath your shoulders to straight arms, coming up on straight arms. You're going to roll on to your right thigh, right hip, and swing your left leg all the way around you and step on it. You're going to step on your left foot, and then you'll release your right foot, stepping on both. You're going to square yourself on the mat. You're going to bring your hands underneath your thighs, behind your thighs for support. You're going to try and keep your spine as erect as possible, and then you're going to come onto your toes. So you'll be leaning back a little bit, and you can extend one leg, the other, and you can stay right here with bent knees, extend your arms, or you can straighten your legs, whatever works for you. Bring your feet down. You can fold your legs, come up onto your shins, send one leg back, send the other leg back, downward facing dog. You're going to step your right foot forward, back in your low lunge. You're going to step your left leg forward. And remember, you can do that in 1, 2, 3 steps. It doesn't have to be one. You help it forward with your hand. Hang over in Uttanasana. Inhale, fly out and up. Bring your hands down on an exhale to your heart. Okay. Inhale, exhale. Inhale halfway, exhale, fold. Left leg goes back. Low lunge, set up your lunge. Left hand to the mat, right hand to your thigh. Twist first, extend your arm second. Bring your hand down, downward facing dog. Set up your plank, your feet for your plank. Swivel into your plank. Bring your hand down, your feet back down, downward facing dog. Lift your left leg all the way up to the sky, toes pointing up. Your right heel is coming towards the mat. You're going to bend your knee, open your hips. Right foot toward left foot towards right buttock. Square your hips off with the mat. Send your knee forward, slide it forward, landing behind your left wrist. And slide your right leg back behind you. Your left toes are reaching for your right wrist. Right, so once again, place that blanket underneath your left hip here if your spine is not long and straight, that if your hips are not all the way down onto the mat. You're going to inhale and then exhale, come back, come all the way down to the mat for a reclining pigeon. You can send your arms out overhead, nice and long. You could be on your forearms. It's your pigeon. You recline as you see fit. Slide your hands under your shoulders, straight arms. You'll roll on to your left hip, swing your right leg around, step on your foot. Step on your left foot. Okay. Take the backs of your thighs. Get onto your sits bones. So that's important. Get on your sits bones. Take a deep breath in. Remember, we're using our abs, our abdominal muscles, all of our core works together to help you hold your legs up. So you're going to come onto your toes first, lean back just a little bit. Lift your legs, bent knees, release your arms. You can keep holding too. Nothing wrong with that. For your boat pose. Bring your legs down, one leg in front of the other, hands to the mat, come up onto your shins, hands in front of you, back leg goes back, next leg to downward facing dog, Ardha Mukha Svanasana. And remember, we're going to step our left leg forward. Remember, you could do that 1, 2, 3, 4 steps, as many as it takes. Step that left leg forward, step your right leg forward, Uttanasana. Inhale out and up, and bring all of that energy to your heart. Right. Okay. So we're going to come down onto the mat again. So let's start by bringing our chin to our chest, rolling our shoulders down, beginning to fold a little bit of time. Bend your knees deeply, deeply. Bring your hips down, bring your hands down, one knee, the other knee. A nice slow process of coming down onto the floor, onto your mat. So all the work we've done so far was to help us with these poses. So we have nice flexible hip joints. We did a lot of work on our hip joints, on our shoulders, and on extending our legs out to the side, yeah? So open your legs as wide as they can open. It doesn't matter how much, whatever works for you, okay? And we're going to do 4 different poses here. Maybe it's not 4. Okay, so turn to your left leg. First thing, straddle your leg. Your left leg and your right leg are both active, and you know what that means. Muscles engaged, foot is flexed. You're going to walk your hands toward your foot and come over like a little snake coming over, a little slithering, come over your extended leg. Any amount, it doesn't matter how far you go, it's be mindful of your body, of what your body will allow you to do today. Look up at your foot, walk your hands back, coming back up to sit, coming to center. You're going to turn to your right leg, straddle it, and then walk your hands, coming down. Now try to keep both hips down. I know for me, on one side, and this side in particular, my right hip wants to come off the floor, so I have to move a little bit, make sure I'm right over my leg so that both thighs are down on the mat and both hips. You're going to look up at your foot, place your hands on the mat and walk them back. Okay. You're going to turn to your right leg and try to come square with that leg. So this is our next variation of Konasana, Upavista Konasana. So just take a look at me, and I'm doing a little springing here with my shoulder and my hip just to get myself ready. And then you're going to bring your shoulder as far down inside your leg as possible. You can leave your arm right here. You can send it toward your foot. I'm leaving it here, and you'll see why. And then you're going to send your right arm up to the sky. And then you're going to send your right arm to your left foot. But it may not go very far. It may be just here. Maybe you can touch your toes. If you can, use your right hand to keep your chest open, to keep your heart open, to lift your torso. And maybe it's here. Either way. Then unfold, come back up, and we'll do that on the other side. So, turn to your left leg, sternum in line with your leg. And you're going to then do a little bouncing here, just a little bit on your right side, and send your shoulder down inside your leg as far as it will come. Your left arm straight up to the sky, and then you're going to send it over to the right, any amount. Maybe you'll touch your toes and open up your chest. Keep hips down. And don't fold in. You don't want to fold in. You want to stay open. And send your arm up to the sky. And come back up. Okay. So here's the finale of this sequence. So I guess this is the fifth. Or maybe only the third, because if you count each left and right as one. Okay, I'll shut up now. And come back to center. So we have a few ways of coming forward in the middle, coming down, doing a wide-legged forward fold. That's Upavista Konasana. And you can do it just by walking your hands forward, engaging your abs, hinging from these hip sockets that we've been working on today. Bring your pelvis forward. Bring your pelvis forward as you walk down and come as far down to the mat as your body allows. Yeah? I'm going to come back a little bit more so my face is on the mat. Okay. So come back up, unfold, and we're going to do that again. And I want to show you another way, because I know that some of you will no doubt have very flexible joints and might wish to do this with me. Let me, and you know, with all the work we've done, many of you who think you can't might be able to. So this requires nice, flexible joints. You're going to lift your hips, right? So your hands are alongside your hips. You're going to lift them up, and then you're going to rotate so that your pelvis comes flat on the mat, and then the rest of your torso can follow. Anytime you need to unfold, then unfold. If you wish to stay here another couple of breaths, So, you know, in yoga, we measure time in breaths, not in minutes or, you know, seconds. Slide your hands under your shoulders and push yourself up. Bring your legs together. Oops. Sit in Dandasana, your legs straight out in front of you. Arms straight out in front of you. Fingers reaching for your toes. You're going to count to 20 to make your way down onto your back. So that requires using your core muscles to help you engage your abs here to keep you away from the mat. Remember that if you feel your back is going to slap onto the floor, do not do that. Bring your forearms down to prevent that. And take your time coming down. And don't speed up your count. Okay. And when you're all the way down, place your feet on the mat. Lift your hips, lengthen your spine. Okay. Bring your knees into your chest and roll from side to side. We're going to start with a full body stretch here. So your knees are still in your chest. You want to cross your right ankle over your left. So listen to the instructions because this is complicated. Take your feet with your hands. Take hold of your feet. Release your right foot and step on it in front onto the mat. And then bring your left knee all the way down to the mat. You're still holding on to your left foot. So your knee is pointing forward. You're going to send your left arm overhead alongside your ear. You're going to keep your right knee always pointing to the ceiling as you push into your right foot. Lift your right hip for a big stretch. Reach with your left arm, push into that foot and stretch. Big stretch. And then release it. Bring it down. Uncross, untangle. Bring your knees back into your chest, left over right. Feet in your hands. Release your left foot, place it on the mat. You're still holding your right foot. You're going to bring your right knee down on the mat, pointing in the same direction as your left toes. Right arm alongside right ear overhead. Left knee to the sky. Push into your foot, lift your hip, stretch your arm away, stretch your whole body. Big stretch, beautiful stretch. Ah, yeah, and bring it down. Untangle and bring both feet onto the mat. Bring your knees into your chest. Send your arms straight out from your shoulders in the shape of a T. Send your knees toward your right elbow, but it's going to hover. You was just going to do this once. Let it hover. Let your feet still be level with your sits bones. So your feet are coming up while your knees are going down. Come to center. and over to the other side. So keep your feet in line, your heels in line with your sits bones. Knees hovering. Come back to center. Bring your feet on the mat. Keep your arms where they are, straight out from your shoulders. Inhale, exhale, send your knees all the way down to the right for a gentle spinal twist. Send your gaze to the left. You're going to bring your knees through center and over to the other side, your gaze to the other side. You're going to roll your hips back up to center. Bring your arms down by your side. You're going to lengthen one leg and then the other leg, and coming into Shavasana. So let your legs just splay open comfortably. Your arms are a little bit away from your body so that you can rotate your arms so that your palms are facing upward, fingers curled, little lotus blossoms. Your whole back body is letting go, melting into the earth, connected to our earth, our planet. Let your whole body sink in to that feeling. Om Namah Shivaya. I surrender to transformation and welcome the changes that will lead me to who I am. Begin to reawaken your body slowly. Take a deep breath and roll your head from side to side. Make gentle movements with your hands and your feet. Then send your arms overhead and your feet away from you for a full body stretch. One last time. Big stretch. Then bring your knees into your chest and hug them and roll from side to side, massaging your back. And release your knees and roll over onto whichever side you prefer to come to a fetal position. And then make your way up to sit. And when you get there, bring your hands to your heart. And if you are joining me for a meditation, make yourself comfortable in your seat. If you wish to remain on your mat, that's great. Or maybe you prefer a chair, in which case your feet should be flat on the ground. Crown of your head reaching up. Relax your hands on your thighs, either facing down or palms facing up, whichever you prefer. Close your eyes. And notice your breath. Don't change it in any way. Just notice it. Notice how it changes your body. Notice how it fuels your heartbeat. We're going to use our breath for this meditation. Pranayama, meditation of mindfulness. Take a deep breath and allow that breath to reach all the way up to your brain, inside your head, feeling the oxygen regenerating every cell in your brain so that you may think more clearly. Allow your next breath to travel up to your eyes, to your middle eye, between your brows. Feel the sensation of your breath hovering at your eyes so that you may see beyond what your eyes can show you. Allow your next breath to travel to your ears, hovering there, lingering. Feel the sensation of your breath by your ears so that you may listen more attentively and without judgment. Bring your next breath to your nose. Feel the breath as you inhale, a cool breath, so that you may enjoy and experience all the fragrances of this earth. And allow your next breath to travel to your throat and your mouth. So that you may say and speak freely. Say what you wish, what you need to, without hesitation with kindness. And bring your next breath to your throat, to your neck, to the outside of your neck, to ease the tension that you hold there so that you may hold your head up higher. Bring your next breath to your shoulders. Feel your breath as if there were fingers massaging your shoulders to release and ease your burdens, to let them go. Allow your breath to travel down your arms all the way to your fingertips. Your arms, extensions of your heart and of your throat, to help express yourself more freely, to hold, to hug, to create. Hold more tightly. Bring your attention and your breath to your heart center. Feel your heart beating. Feel the vibration of your heartbeat. Take a deep breath, send that breath down to your heart to fuel your heart so that you may be more compassionate, but not just to others, to yourself as well, so that you may learn to love yourself deeply, so that you may turn and love others the same. Bring your next breath down to your belly. Feel it on the inhale. Feel your belly expand. Feel the fire of your belly so that you may be more courageous, fearless, able to do whatever you will to do. Feel that fearlessness in your belly every time you take a breath. Allow your next breath to travel down your legs, down your thighs, over your knees, down your shins and calves, your ankle, all the way to your toes. Feel your breath in your lower limbs so that you may be more mobile, so that you may take your next step on your life's journey with agility and stamina. Send your next breath to anywhere in your body where you may need some extra care. Breathe in to that place. Allow your breath to release the tightness in that spot. Allow your breath to help in the healing process. Allow your next breath to travel to the crown of your head, your spiritual opening, and allow the light to come through into your body, to come all the way in, to inhabit every spot, every cell in your body, so that you may feel this divine love inside of you, so that you may feel that this white light, this power, this divine love keeps you safe, keeps you whole, keeps you intact, keeps you you. Knowing that this is your divine power inside of you. Feel it. Knowing that this white light holds every color of the rainbow, and you hold it within you as well. Allow your body to feel every sensation. Allow your body to relax. Bring your chin to your chest. Send your shoulders forward, up, back, and down. Shake out your hands, your arms, your feet. Just wake up your whole body. And then lift your head as you open your eyes and bring your gaze to center. And again, bring your hands to your heart. Let's use all of this energy that we've generated to remain mindful throughout this day, throughout the weekend, all the weeks ahead of us, to learn, to listen, to hear, to see, to experience without judgment. Thank you so much for being with me today. Namaste.